Just an ordinary light bulb, my friends. I guess you've got dozens like it around your own home. Think what life would be like today without it. Now, made by hand, this 100-watt bulb would cost almost $20. Yet through modern know-how and technical skill, it cost only 23 cents. Now, especially for Fern Spooner of Marshalltown, Iowa, who asked to see how a light bulb is made, I went first to the lamp division of the General Electric Company. It's at Nela Park in Cleveland, Ohio. And here with their vice president, Donald L. Millam, I stopped to pay my respects to the man who invented the incandescent lamp over 75 years ago, Thomas Alva Edison. Here also to see a perfect replica of the first electric light. This is what Edison created. But still, man had to find a way to produce the lamp in great volume and within the means of everyone. And what a giant step from this paint homemade light to what we'll see. A process that begins with this fine silica sand and chemicals moved along the conveyor belt to the hopper and fed into a huge gas-fired furnace. Capacity 300 tons. 2,600 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, the furnace actually burns itself out every 3 years. It's not only hot, but it's hard on the eyes. And our host, Scott Clark, provided the dark glasses for a look inside. Sand, chemical, and glass bits moving into the furnace in a steady stream, becoming white-hot molten glass to flow out onto the ribbon machine. And what happens from here on is really something to see. The glass ribbon cut into biscuits, dropping of their own weight into moving slots. And air jets meet them from above and blow the glass into bubbles. Rotating iron clamps close around the bubbles to mold them accurately. And there is the bulb for your electric light. Molds release automatically. The perfectly shaped bulbs cool rapidly. Glass residue carried away to be used again, while inside there, a hammer snaps the bulbs off the line and onto a moving chain belt, never a break. Now into the heat-treating oven. Out of the oven, jets of air cooling them from above. And watch how they frost the bulbs. A compound including hydrofluoric acid sprays the inner surface. And there's the frosting. Quickly packed away, but remember, this is only the glass jacket. What goes inside is still another remarkable story. Here, a white-hot ingot of pure tungsten, the swaging operation, they call this. From a bar such as this one they handed me will finally come the tiny filament which actually makes the light. We'll see just a few of many, many steps as the bar is rounded and drawn out, getting smaller and smaller and longer and longer. After swaging, the tungsten rod is drawn through a series of carbaloid dies, still smaller and still longer with each progressive step. And finally, the carbaloid dies are replaced by diamond dies, hundreds of them in this large area, each machine drawing the wire through a tiny hole drilled in a diamond. Compare it now with the original tungsten bar. For our 100-watt lamp, a filament the diameter of a human hair, now 15 miles long. Yet for the filament to go in your nightlight, that one bar is drawn out thousands of miles long. Constant inspection every step of the way. Now the hair-like filament is coiled around what's called a mandrel core and cut into proper lengths by the most intricate machinery. Now here's how they get rid of the core. In goes a solution of concentrated sulfuric and nitric acid, and it boils, and the core completely dissolves, only the tungsten filament remains. And every single filament is magnified and projected onto a screen for inspection. Next step, the mounting machine. Glass flanges, the centerpieces upon which the filament and other elements will be mounted. They're fed into the machine, and tiny glass tubes inserted inside the flanges. Wires are fed in for mounting the filament and connecting it to the base. All elements are fused together by sharp jets of fire, then pressed together mechanically after fusion is made. Now, hair-thin wires designed to hold the filament in accurate position are fused into the glass. Minute fingers bend the wires correctly and hook the ends, And the filament support structure is finally completed. Mount completed, placed on a special holder to finally meet the glass bulb. The turret moves past progressively hotter air gas jets. The neck of the bulb and the inner glass mount are sealed together. A mechanical mold shapes the neck of the bulb to fit the metal base which goes on next. Operator expertly positions the ends of the two outer wires, lays the metal base over, threading one wire through an eyelet like threading the eye of a needle, but fast, and she never seems to miss. Threaded wire soldered to the eyelet. The second wire welded to the shell at the base in one quick operation. An assembly now completed, only one step remains. The bulb is lighted, first at low voltage and progressively higher. And now at full voltage, every light flashes before the eyes of an inspector. From the finishing turret to the carton, into the container, ready for shipment to you. But here in the testing laboratories, the work still goes on. These blazing banks of light assuring more and better light for tomorrow.